Hey guys, this is Nirupam from the Underwater Photography Guide and Blue Water Photo. Now today I want to talk about some recent Marelux innovations. Marelux has really been expanding their housing brand. They went from having just a few housings, maybe 2 years ago when we opened them up, and they have gone from that to just an incredible selection of housings, lenses, accessories, and now monitors. So we actually have a monitor housing for the Atomos Ninja V. Now for those of you that don't know, okay, what's the benefit of a underwater monitor or recorder? It's basically that if you have an Atomos Ninja V, which is a recorder, you can unlock features on your camera that you may or may not know you had. So some cameras allow you to shoot RAW with an Atomos Ninja V, and then you can also shoot different frame rates and resolutions that are usually a bit higher. So if you're interested in what the benefit could be with a Ninja V for your camera, make sure you reach out to us at sales@bluewaterphotostore.com. We'll let you know what the exact benefits are. Now, if you're just looking for a monitor, that will help you visualize everything you're doing underwater, whether you have bad eyesight for photography or more commonly for video. You can use a monitor to visualize what you're doing for video. The Ninja V allows you to do everything from zebra stripes to false colors to focus peaking, so you know if your video's in focus, how everything is exposed, how your colors are looking, and it does a really great job of just getting you to where you need to be while you're shooting underwater, so you're not having to look through a viewfinder or through an LCD. So let's take a look at this housing. I'll start by saying it retails for $2,300, which makes it one of the most affordable Ninja V housings on the market. It's compatible with HDMI 2.1 cables and also SDI cables. So you can use both the Ninja V and Ninja V Plus. All right, so let's take a look. This is an unboxing. Now I have dived with a monitor like this, and I can tell you that at 1.6 kilograms, it's actually fairly light underwater. Now, even though it looks a little bit large when you attach it to housing, underwater, because there's so much airspace, it looks really nice. It weighs really well, and it works really well with the system. Now, I'm struggling a little to get this out without damaging it, so give me a second here. Okay, so here we are. This here is the Atomos Ninja V monitor from Marelux. What I like so much about it is that it's really, really nice and sleek. It's really thin. Other monitors I've seen on the market are not this thin. So this is pretty cool. I'm really excited to see a monitor that, you can basically hold like this. It actually feels really nice and lightweight in the hands. And like I said, I've dived with it and it's very light in the water. It's actually even a little bit buoyant, but that helps trim out your camera as a whole and makes it pretty nice and neutral. Now, the monitor is compatible with NP970 batteries and smaller, as you can see here. So you can have a nice long battery that'll last you a full dive, sometimes 2 dives, even if you're completely filming the whole time. And what's really cool about the Marelux monitor is it comes with this nice vacuum valve. So all you do is screw it into one of the ports, and you can make sure you have a vacuum seal ready to go. Now, one of the experiences I've had when I've used monitors in the past, which I'm curious to see about this monitor, is basically you've got a connection between your HDMI cables and your housing. Well, air can travel through the HDMI cables in your housing. So you have to make sure you do a vacuum on both the housing and the monitor, and because the air can travel between the monitor and the housing, sometimes that pressure equalizes and one of your systems will get a warning that it's not under pressure anymore. Well, that is just the fact that the air is equalizing. So make sure that you add a couple more pumps to each of the systems, and it should not have a problem equalizing when it comes to setting the vacuum. So I would also leave it overnight just to make sure that everything equalizes just fine and you feel good about getting the system underwater. That just goes for any kind of monitor, just because you do have a direct HDMI connection from the monitor to the housing, so it's not an enclosed, it's an enclosed system, but it's between the monitor and the housing as well. All right, so let's take a look at the controls on this housing. You can see that it's got really nice button presses for all your visualization modes. The buttons are nice and firm with their action. You've got a nice large screen. You've got an easy on and off switch, which I haven't seen before. That's pretty cool. And finally, you've got this nice rotating dial, which is for the touch screen, so that you can flip through settings. And I've used that before and it works really well. So I'm keeping this video short. I just wanted to give you guys an overview of this awesome monitor and the reasons why you should consider a Ninja V housing. Now, one final thing I should mention is the cabling. It can be very specific to the housing and camera type that you're using, because every housing and camera has a different amount of space inside the housing. So make sure you reach out to us again at sales@bluewaterphotostore.com. We'll get you set up with the right cables for this monitor for your system. Now, it doesn't just have to be on a Marelux housing. So if you have a Marelux housing for your camera, you're great, it'll work fine. If you have a Nauticam housing or an Aquatica housing or any other kind of housing, it should still work fine. So we'll get you set up with the cabling and make sure that it works totally fine, that it's seamless with the integration. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching this video. As always, make sure you like and subscribe. If you have any comments, drop them below, we'll respond. And with that, we'll see you guys out there diving.